Resources Minister Gwede Mantashe is expected to visit the Sibanye-Stillwater mine's Ikamva shaft west of Johannesburg, where 4 miners died after succumbing to heat and gas underground.
One miner is still missing, although the body of the 4th miner has been located. It's yet to be retrieved and brought to the surface. The search for the 5th miner continues. It's yet to be determined if the miners were instructed to enter the abandoned shaft or if they were off duty. Last month, 7 miners died at the company's Masakane shaft. Close to 40 miners have lost their lives at mines across South Africa so far this year.
Mine Workers Union AMCU has called on President Cyril Ramaphosa to intervene urgently and to amend the safety legislation at mines.
I think the way forward is AMCU has made several clear calls in terms of how to amend the Mine Health and Safety Act, because the current Mine Health and Safety Act, it shows clearly that it doesn't assist in curbing these incidents. And surely it's so easy in South Africa to replace a black mine worker because of this historical salary structure that is meant for black mine workers. And also these companies, we don't believe that they are investing much in prevention. They believe in compensation because it's a slave salary. So therefore it doesn't bother them much to invest in prevention. You remember in Beatrix, 1,300 workers were trapped because of the failure of their generators. And we called from there that we need to have a safety audit for Sibanye.
So AMCU calling on the President to intervene, other unions saying that insufficient care has been taken to ensure the safety of workers. Let's cross now to our reporter on the scene, Lopang Alamu, for the latest at Sibanye-Stillwater, where, remember, 4 miners have been brought up. They have been confirmed killed, but a 5th miner, the search continues. Lopang, what's the latest?
Well, a very good afternoon, a very good evening, Francis. Well, it's been a very long day here in Westonaria, where the search for the 5th miner is still underway. The family is hoping that he might be alive, but, well, word from the rescue team is that they are yet to locate him. Well, and also the 4th body that was found, it has been confirmed that he's not yet been brought to surface. So we'll just have to wait and see and wait for them to bring the 4th body to surface and also to locate the 5th miner. But we're still expecting Gwede Mantashe to be arriving very soon. We were told that he'd be here just after 5, but after speaking to his communications team, we've been alerted that he'd be here just before 7 p.m. So we'll have to wait for him. And we were also told that as soon as he gets here, he'll be having a brief chat with the management before addressing the media. So we're just going to have to wait for Gwede Mantashe to arrive to actually tell us where to from here. As you would know, we spoke to AMCU President, a little bit earlier on, who also said that they're blaming management for what had happened. We also spoke to Noom a little bit earlier on as well, and they also said the very same thing, that the mine management needs to take into account the fact that the employees are in their hands and that they need to be more responsible. So very pertinent questions that are still yet to be answered. We do not know if the miners were sent to go into that abandoned area. We do not know if they were off duty. We also do not know if they did go into that abandoned area of their own accord. So those are the pertinent questions that we still need to know. And the mine for now are not saying anything to us. All they say is that all of that is still under investigation.
Lopang, this is very important. So you're saying they can't answer a day later why these miners went into this abandoned area where it sounds like they were at the complete mercy of the elements and completely unsafe. So nobody has an answer yet. Yeah.
Yes, that's true, Francis. We spoke to mine management on more than 2 occasions to try and understand their stance on this whole situation. So first and foremost, we asked them if the miners were on duty when they were told, if ever they were told to go, into the abandoned area. We also asked questions such as, is there a sign to say that this area is abandoned? Was the area cordoned off? Those are the kind of questions that we're still waiting for the answers from mine management. They say that the investigation is still underway, of course, but what they fail to do is to tell us, were the miners off duty? Did they have permission? Was there a supervisor? How many of the miners, how big was the team that went down there? Because a little bit earlier on, we also spoke to one miner who told us that his brother is in hospital, because of what happened yesterday. But we spoke to the mine as well, and they say that there is no one who's at the hospital. So many contrasting stories around the incident, and those are the questions really that need to be answered to shed more light on exactly what it is that happened here yesterday.
The families of the dead mine workers, have they been on the scene? Do we know if there are any discussions between the families and management yet?
Yes, of course, all the families were notified, and what we do know is that the families were present and that they have been to the mine, but we were obviously not allowed anywhere near the scene. We were only allowed about 1 kilometer away from where the incident happened, but we can confirm indeed that the families have been notified, and that it's only the family of the 5th miner who are just hoping that at least their child or their brother, their uncle, is well and alive.
All right, thank you very much. Lopang Alamu reporting live from close to that Sibanye-Stillwater mine, where the search continues for a 5th miner. 4 have been confirmed.